Getting rich fast appeals to all, but unrealistic for most. While lucky speculators may strike it big, quick wealth usually carries high risks and low odds. However, with dedication, becoming a millionaire fast can be achievable without extreme gambles. According to finance expert Dave Ramsey, steady discipline rather than risky shortcuts paves the road to wealth. His tips outline a reasonable path to millionaire status, faster than conventional wisdom suggests. Ramsey's guidance involves no exotic financial wizardry, just commitment to time-tested, common-sense principles. While rapid wealth is elusive, dedicating yourself to strategic saving, investing, and living below your means can compound into true financial freedom. Becoming a millionaire still requires effort and patience, but Ramsey proves you need not to take dangerous risks or work miracles. With focus and perseverance, building wealth can be within reach. Success comes not from luck, but cultivating wise financial habits over time. Welcome to MoneyWise Investor, your trusted source for financial information. Today, we'll be disclosing to you the secret of getting rich fast. Now, that may sound like some clickbaity claim, but stick with us here, because we're actually going to be diving into some real strategies from one of the best in the business when it comes to building wealth. Dave Ramsey hardly needs an introduction, but for those of you who may not be very familiar, he's a professional finance guru, author of multiple best-selling books, host of the Ramsey Show podcast, and an all-around money master. He's helped millions take control of their finances, get out of debt, and build real wealth. In particular, he's laid out 5 essential rules you need to follow if you want to get rich quickly and make serious bank. But again, this isn't some shady get-rich-quick scheme we're pitching here. Just as we've mentioned earlier, Dave's advice is all about establishing solid financial habits and making smart money moves so you can accelerate your wealth-building journey. Trust me, by the end of this video, you'll be revved up and ready to start implementing these wealth-boosting steps. Remember to smash that like button, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an episode with more of such kick-ass financial advice. Alright, let's get into Dave Ramsey's 5 rules you have to follow to get rich fast. Rule number 1 is to avoid debt like the plague. I know, easier said than done, right? But here's the thing. Debt is one of the biggest obstacles preventing you from getting rich quickly. When you're tied down making monthly debt payments, it's that much harder to free up cash that you can invest and grow. Dave likes to say, debt is dumb. Debt will screw up your life. Debt will keep you from becoming wealthy. And he's completely right. Debt traps you on an endless treadmill, barely staying afloat while all of your money goes toward interest payments. It's a vicious cycle that keeps you broke. Let me share a real-life example. My buddy James was $40,000 in credit card debt by the time he was 30. His minimum payments alone were over $800 a month. That's almost 10 grand a year in interest payments. That could have been invested and compounded, but instead, his debt was holding him back big time. Once James made a plan and finally paid off his debt, it was like a whole new world opened up. All of a sudden, he had an extra $10K that he put directly into index funds, and compound interest went to work. His net worth absolutely skyrocketed over the next 5 years without debt dragging him down. So take it from Dave and get rid of all high-interest debt as fast as possible. Stop bleeding and free up cash that can be invested to grow your wealth exponentially over time through the power of compounding. Which actually brings us nicely to rule number 2 from Dave Ramsey on how to get rich fast. Rule number 2 is to start investing early and consistently. Now, this might sound obvious, but most people underestimate just how life-changing investing can be when you start early and keep it up consistently. Here's why. Because of the extraordinary power of compound interest over long periods of time. As Albert Einstein once said, compound interest is the 8th wonder of the world. He who understands it earns it. He who doesn't pays it. And Dave Ramsey fully understands the wealth-building magic of compound interest, which is why he hammers home the importance of investing early and often. Even if you start with just a little bit of money, the compound growth over decades can turn that initial investment into a fortune. Let's look at a simple example. Say at age 20, you invest just $100 a month into an index fund that earns an average annual return of 8%. By age 60, the total amount you invested will have grown to over $1 million, a huge return on your money. That's the incredible power that starting early and sticking with it can have thanks to compounding. So take Dave's advice, open a Roth IRA, contribute to your 401k, and invest in low-cost index funds consistently, setting up automatic transfers so you max it out year after year. Doing this from an early age is one of the smartest moves you can make to build long-term wealth. Patience and persistence will serve you well. Which brings us to another vital rule from Dave Ramsey for getting rich fast. Rule number 3 is to make saving a priority. You've heard the basics: spend less than you earn, pay yourself first, etc. But Dave takes it a step further and says you should be saving at least 15% of your income, minimum. If you want to really accelerate your wealth growth, save 20 to 25%, or as much as you can. Why? Because that savings will give you the capital to invest and take advantage of compound returns. Plus, a solid emergency fund prevents you from going into debt when life happens. As Dave likes to say, wealth building is about offense, and that simply means investing. Debt reduction is about defense, which is saving. You need both to score big financial wins. My friend Jen took this advice to heart. She was only making about $45,000 a year, but made saving a hardcore priority. She cut expenses, lived with roommates, and funded her Roth IRA and 401k to the max. Jen saved nearly 30% of her income those first few years, while her peers were barely saving 5%. Fast forward 10 years, and Jen's net worth is light years ahead, thanks to the power of compounding her substantial savings. She's on track to retire by 45. So be like Jen and treat saving like a bill you have to pay each month before you pay anyone else. The bigger your savings, the faster your money makes money through investment returns, and the quicker you reach financial independence, which leads us nicely into Dave Ramsey rule number 4 for getting rich fast. Rule number 4 is to increase your income. This one might seem counterintuitive. Conventional wisdom says to save more, spend less, and invest the difference. But Dave takes it up a notch. He says you need to be relentlessly finding ways to increase your income so that you have more money to invest and compound. Dave says, if you want to win with money, the variable is your income. The more you earn, the more you can save and invest. It speeds up the whole wealth accumulation process exponentially. Start side hustling nights and weekends. Build your skills to increase your value and earn promotions. Develop multiple income streams through real estate, online businesses, or investments. Be creative and aggressive when it comes to boosting your income. My friend James started a handyman business on the side while working his 9-to-5. He also flipped houses for profit, buying low and selling high. Within 5 years, he doubled his annual income, which allowed him to max out investments and get way ahead financially. So be intense and intentional when it comes to increasing your income. Keep leveling up, monetize your skills, and pursue every opportunity. The more you earn, the faster you can get rich when you combine increased income with smart saving and investing. And that brings us to Dave Ramsey's rule number 5 for getting rich fast. Rule number 5 is to cut unnecessary expenses. This pairs perfectly with the last rule of increasing income. Basically, you boost your income, but you also need to keep expenses lean and mean. Dave is all about living below your means, even when your means increase. Don't fall prey to lifestyle inflation just because you're earning more. Keep expenses low so that your savings rate stays high. Big house payments, fancy car loans, and expensive habits will destroy your wealth-building progress. One of Dave's mantras is, live like no one else today so that you can live like no one else tomorrow. Eliminate wasteful discretionary spending and stick to a reasonable, minimalist lifestyle, redirected toward investments and growing your net worth. My friend Mia is a pro at this. She's freelancing as a web designer, making 6 figures now, but still lives super frugally. No car payment, modest apartment, buys secondhand and keeps her costs low. She's saving over 50% of her income and is set to retire extremely early and absolutely loaded. Be relentless like Mia when it comes to cutting unnecessary costs. Track your spending, create a budget to identify waste, downsize your lifestyle. The more you trim the fat, the faster you can get rich. And do life on your own terms. So there you have it, my friends. Dave Ramsey's 5 essential rules for getting rich fast. Implement these 5 wealth acceleration strategies, and I have no doubt you'll be shocked at how quickly your net worth grows. But you have to take action and be consistent applying these rules for the magic of compounding to work its wonders. So start today and commit to the journey. You have an amazing opportunity to build wealth and get rich doing what Dave Ramsey teaches. Don't let it slip away. Smash that like button if you're ready to get intense, and start implementing these 5 rules now. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications so you never miss any of our money-making videos to help boost your financial success. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay money-wise.